Well, hello there, and welcome back to Makers Muse for another unboxing. It has been a bonkers month, and what I have here is the CraftBot, which has seen more of the world than I have. That's right, this machine came all the way from Hungary. Let's get it out of the box and see what it looks like. So Attila over at CraftUnique got in touch with me, and basically they're in Budapest, which is amazing. And he asked if I would do a review on the CraftBot. And I said, well, yeah. And if CraftUnique sounds familiar, that's because they make craftware. Well, they produce craftware, which is one of the slicing programs I used in my Slicer Showdown, which shows amazing promise, especially that's still in development. So yeah, a really up-and-coming company, and really something I quite respect if you develop your own software, as well as developing printers. So we've got some quality foam here, and unfortunately I don't have the top-down camera for this machine because it's just so big, but I'll get it out of the box for you. Now, there's a heavy printer. Alright guys, so I've got the CraftBot moved into my printing lair, I suppose you could call it, my old workshop where the roof is very close. And yeah, I'm keen to start setting it up. So I noticed it came with a really good quick start guide and an accessory pack, which is this. So basically what you get is a kilo of filament, awesome. So that's a kilo of PLA in 1.75mm diameter, put that there. We also have the USB cable, which is standard fare, standard USB Type A. The mains power plug, a metal, probably shouldn't do that, a metal spool holder, that's a solid spool holder, whatever that is, what is this? Ah, that's right, it's a little USB dongle thing that I unpacked. Cool, okay, so put that aside. And a spacer card for leveling your build plate and nozzle height check. So, before I do anything, I've been having a closer look at this machine, and huge thanks to Attila for sending it over, because this is unlike any of the Chinese 3D printers I've come across. There's a few reasons why. One, there's no injection molded parts, but there's also no 3D printed parts. This machine is all sheet metal, folded sheet metal, and not just standard cheap. It's got these nice radius, rounded edges. That's pretty hard to do. It's not cheap, and it's also got this really heavy-duty extruder setup with it's basic looking, but also really quite hardcore looking. Like I reckon this is going to be a pretty rugged extruder. And there's one thing with these printers, this style of Cartesian printer, that has always frustrated me. When you take prints off the bed, you scrape at it and you throw the bed out of level. So to my appreciation and amazement, Craftware have solved it, and I'll show you. We've got these little screws here underneath the bed. There's two of them, one on each side. Then the aluminium plate comes out. Was that really so hard to do? I mean, no other 3D printer like this does it. So thank you, Attila, for thinking ahead and making this plate remove. I am really impressed with that. So, aluminium plate, heated bed, I'll slide it back in. Means you can take your prints off without throwing your bed out of level. So let's fire it up. Cool, okay. So we don't have any auto homing sequence or anything like that, which is probably a good thing because the top's open. But first impressions, really nice looking LCD screen. Nice full color touch LCD. I assume it's touch, let's find out. Nice responsive touch LCD, that's fast. Okay, let's try doing a home. Okay. A well-placed sticker. Okay, so it's quite noisy as well, but that's cool. So clearly when this machine is operating, this bar here moves between this area, which is quite a dangerous pinch point. So they've marked it clearly to keep your hands clear from... I mean, all these 3D printers operate and will just jam into your hand if you stick your hand into it. So they've obviously thought about that and put a big clear sticker on it. In a school environment, I would probably be inclined to put some sort of cover on it. So it's got the temperatures 26, so it's about 26 degrees Celsius here today, and nothing's heating up automatically, which is cool. So let's go back to the quick start guide. You've already found the quick start guide. Excellent. Yes, it is excellent. Okay. So I've pretty much already done all the stuff in the quick start guide, except attach the accessories. Cool. All right. So install the filament guide tube, which would be this one. All right, guys. So you're not going to be able to see me, which is a shame, but you'll be able to see the machine. So I need to install the filament guide, which is this puppy. Again, you know, sheet metal with threaded bits. That's awesome. This is a really industrially designed printer, and as an industrial designer, this speaks to me. I really appreciate how it's been made. So it says to install it using the hex wrench that it comes with. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention the quick start guide. All the wrenches you need to work on your machine. Excellent, and they're nice quality ones too. That one. And then fit our filament guide like that. Cool, what's next? And then install the filament guide tube, which is this bad boy. Nice big Teflon. Is that Teflon? It's clear. It's clearer than the Chinese ones. Let's fit that in there and there. So that's clearly the filament guide. And what else? Install the filament spool holder. Again, undoing screws. This is awesome. And this is to be honest what I would expect from a 3D printer from Budapest. Did I say that Craftware are from Budapest? I mean, this machine has seen more of the world than I have, which is kind of sad, but you know, I'm gonna make it there one day because it's a city I really want to visit. I'm going to move it forwards a little bit to fit this spool holder. I may, just saying, I may end up fitting a external spool holder, just because the way these machines are set up on this bench, accessing rear spool holders can be difficult. It's like putting Meccano together. This is fantastic. Okay, mount the filament spool. Apparently attaching the power cord is later in the sequence, but I've already done that. So let's get our filament out. So this is PLA made by Hertz. Filamentonline.de. Cool. I love how international 3D printing's become. It's fantastic. Okay, so always trim off the little daggy bit that the filament comes with. And try not to do what I just did there, where it unspools, but I can fix that. So let's go get some trimmers. Oh, I love these hollow grub screws where the filament goes through. You know, it's on both ends of the machine. I've never seen anything like that before. Okay, that's through to the extruder. I'm going to have to clean up this disaster on this end. Alright, well I got that spool untangled. Yeah, don't let it come off the roll like that because it takes a while to fix. But it's all good. It's now run through to the machine and we can try to do an extrude. I've noticed that when it homes off the bed like the MakerBots used to, which is good because when you do an extrude you don't have to worry about where the bed is. So let's find out. I've never read any manual, so... Okay, head temperature is too low, press the temp button to preheat. Cool, okay, so it gives you a warning saying that it would do an extrude when it's too cold. So let's do that preheat. That's the bed. How about nozzle? Cool, okay. So it's going to preheat to 215. Okay, steppers aren't locked after it homes, so it's kind of something to keep in mind. You need to home obviously before each print. It won't lock it in place. So what I might do is, just so you can see it easier, I'm going to go to Axes, home it. Home's nice and fast. Really, that's quite fast. Okay, so jogging is really nice. That's so much better than the Wanhao. Oh my god. awesome touch response. That is so good. Alright, so the head's heating up. It doesn't heat up very fast. I mean, it's at 193, 4, 5. So it's not super fast. But one thing I'm noticing around the extruder is lots of fans. You've got one main fan for the extruder block, and you've got 2 fans to cool the print as it's going. So that's going to be fantastic for PLA, I reckon. And I think with this exposed drive gear, it's going to be really, really easy to clean any problems, like any jams and that sort of thing. This is just my first impressions. This is not a review, by all means. I am going to be reviewing the CraftBot PLUS in great detail once I've had a lot of time to use it and experiment with it. But for now, this is just showing you guys what this machine looks like and how it works. So what I'm going to do is standard extrusion protocol. I'm going to go to extruder, extrude. Okay, so it just extrudes a little bit at one time. So I'm going to just push this lever across. It locks, which is very nice. And then guide it in. Okay, I might have to, oh no, there we go. Guide it in, push it into the drive gear, and extrude. Oh, you can just hold it down. That's, I can't get over how responsive this touchscreen is. Okay, so you can extrude for as long as you like, and then let go. So that noise is the stepper frequency. This machine is pretty loud, but you know, all 3D printers are pretty loud, so it's not really a big deal. But yeah, this extruder is awesome. I can extrude for as long as I like. Instead of like with the Cocoon Create or Wanhao, I have to turn the dial and it kind of just catches up after a while. This is really, really responsive. It's the small things that matter. Okay, well I assume that little tiny USB thing that it came with has something on it to print, so let's find out. Again, that's the USB it came with. Tiny. Alright, let's plug that bad boy in. Cool. Okay, so I plugged the USB stick in the top, and we've got this USB print option. So let's go through that and have a look. We've got Veroni, Stretchlet, oop, lost it. How did I do that? I must have pressed back by accident. Okay, let's try something fairly simple. Let's try the Stretchlet. I reckon that would be quite quick. Print. Printing from pen drive. So it's a G-code driven USB, which is cool. Much easier to handle than an SD card. And it's going to warm the bed up, and I assume start printing. Just while this machine's warming up, obviously it's going to get to about 60 degrees on the bed temp, I thought I would get some magnets and see what's steel. So, steel, 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 whole frame steel. And we're going to start the print. Alright, there you go. So, again, she's pretty noisy, but, I mean, the print's looking quite good. I am printing onto Kapton. It came with Kapton on the bed. I usually print on BuildTak these days, especially for very thin prints like this, but hey, they included it onto the thumb drive, so it should print right. And so far it's looking pretty good. So we'll come back in about 10 minutes and see how it's going. So here's the finished Flexi bracelet off the CraftBot PLUS. So I came in and I found it at the bottom of the printer, and that was a bit weird, but I've noticed it's homed quite close to the bed, so I'm guessing, an educated guess, that this file is designed to be used in trade shows and expos where it just knocks it off after it's done, because it doesn't have much adhesion to the bed. And I don't think that that's a problem with the printer. I think it's in the G-code itself. So that's just my guess, but that's what I think has happened. That's the bracelet. Yeah, not too bad. I mean, a little bit, I was sort of dialing the bed in very quickly, dialing the leveling in quite quickly. You didn't see that. But yeah, it seems to work good. I didn't expect it to stick at all onto the Kapton surface. There's nothing else on that Kapton. It's just bare Kapton. I usually print on BuildTak, but this stuck fine. And yeah, that's a little look at the CraftBot PLUS. It's a really, really nicely, differently engineered machine, and I'm really keen to start testing it out. So this is not the review by any means. I'm going to be testing out this machine in depth, and you can look forward to a proper review of it very soon here on Makers Muse. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more future 3D printing content on Makers Muse, don't forget to subscribe and like this video, guys. It really, really does help me. And if you may have not seen, I have a Patreon now. So I'm not saying you should donate me money or anything. By all means, it's completely optional. I'm going to do this content regardless. But if you want to head over there and check out the perks, and if they interest you, you know, maybe you want to join it. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. See you later.